Here, okay, we come in.
When we left off, we had just started a project with Ty's daughter Sienna, designing and building out an empty cargo van.
To run pipes all over the place, yes, which makes it easy to build it and also easy to fix.
Today we're working on getting some insulation down. We're using this Insulate, which came to us in a really tight roll, but since you've taken it out, it's fluffed up quite a bit, as you can see. And we're going to be using spray adhesive to glue that down in thin strips so as to not get the ridges any higher than they already are. And then after that, we'll be putting down wooden struts, and then on top, in between that, and on top of the soft insulation, rigid insulation. But still insulating with the soft insulation, not the rigid insulation yet. But I think we'll start putting the wooden struts on soon, so that's exciting.
Yes, it is. Ready? Down a bit. Yeah, it was binding up. You could hear it kind of grabbing the blade.
With the soft insulation down in the ridges of the metal, next we started to install the struts that would make up the solid base of our floor. To affix them to the van, we both glued them using Sikaflex and screwed them into the metal, hopefully making a very solid base with little to no squeaks or movement.
The struts going, horizontally, widthwise across the van are just regular struts. We can have, plywood on top of them and without it being too wobbly. The ones that we're putting along here are more strategically placed for like the ends of countertops, so it allows them to just screw into. We are cutting up the rigid insulation to go in between the wooden struts and on top of the soft insulation. And it has to be a tight fit, but not too tight of a fit, or it won't fit and it'll break.
How thick's this insulation?
1 inch.
How well does the knife fit in it?
The knife is 1 inch, we measured it, but it doesn't quite go all the way through for some reason, so we're cutting it through with a Stanley knife and then finishing it off with a kitchen knife. Not that, do we?
I've got a template out here on the driveway, and this is the old floor that came out of this van, and I'm going to use it as a bit of a template. It doesn't quite go everywhere I need it to, but it'll help me with a couple of the curves, and I'm going to trace that out on the ply and cut that out. And I did figure out, I went with 3 4x8 sheets, but I think we're going to need a 4th one just to make it fit the way I want it to.
Update. Day 72. The floor is finally in. It's not screwed down yet, but it is cut to size, so we can screw it down when we're ready. Now we're working on getting the insulation onto the walls and the ceilings and the singular ceiling.
These other ones seem to stick pretty good.
Yeah.
They seem pretty solid.
Should be there, glued and screwed.
Mm-hmm. Good? Good. Finish. the plan is to go with a vinyl flooring. We're going to put down on this subfloor here.
77 feet.
77 square feet?
Yeah.
That's for like a ceiling or a floor or either?
It's for both, yeah.
For both? Okay, so 77 square feet. Well, there you go. That's how much we need for the flooring. Originally, my plan was to build in the cabinetry and then kind of put the floor in later around the framed out cabinets and so on. Since I didn't think there seemed to be no point to wasting good flooring underneath the bed and underneath the cabinets, which you wouldn't see really. But everything I've seen, all the other builds, people seem to just do the entire floor with their good floor as well. So I don't know if there's a reason I don't know if there's a reason why they do that. Clearly it'd be a lot easier just to do the entire floor. There's less cutting involved. So that's what we're going to go with in the end. That's what we decided. So we're going to go get that today, get that done, get our masks on, and buy some floor. Pulling it back. So we're thinking of going with the vinyl flooring. Originally we were looking at laminates, but the laminates still, you got to get like a waterproof one. And I mean, vinyl is, that's why I went with that on Macaro, because it was just plastic. So it doesn't matter what happens with water, it's going to be completely fine.
18.35 square feet apartment.
All right. You doing math in your head, or?
What's 77 divided by 18.35? 4.1961852861. So.
Does that mean we need 5?
We need 5, yes.
The right ones.
Move it like a normal person.
I'm gonna pull the floor back up now. The original plan was I just wanted to screw it down so the plywood wouldn't move around and get damaged. But I didn't finish up the insulation. I wasn't sure at the time if we were going to run propane copper tubing underneath the floor, which I don't think we are now. So we're finished up with the floor, but I did not tape up the insulation. I want to tape all the edge seams down with some foil tape and just get everything nice and snug and no gaps down there. Then we'll put the subfloor back on, then we can work on the actual floor on top. So I'm going to give this a sweep out and then pull up those screws and probably add a little bit more insulation in the cracks too.
You're putting the plywood floor back, and we're screwing it in, hopefully for the last time.
Yeah, we've taped it, and we got flooring this morning, so
great. Hopefully
we'll maybe put some flooring in. We're cutting the flooring up here. We're gonna cut these up. This is just, I don't know what, is it called tongue and groove? I think it's like a tongue and groove type thing. It's a clip-in basically. And we're just gonna float the floor there. There'll be parts of it screwed down later once we screw the cabinetry in directly onto the floor. So I'm gonna cut some of that up right now.
This is a shower pan, which we are currently trying to drill a hole in the floor so we can connect it and install it so it has somewhere to drain. It's an RV shower pan, I believe, which makes it less wide and less long than a regular shower pan, which is good because the van is less long and less wide than a regular house.
It will not be mounted like this, it'll be flat. Actually, one of the harder things was finding this part here. Was trying to get a drain mount for underneath. That was a shallow depth, so we didn't have to raise it too much and wouldn't have to go through. So that will actually fit within our subfloor. So we needed this bit, unfortunately, because no matter which way we put it on either side, this is directly over one of the main support beams or of the chassis, basically. We don't want to cut through that. If I bring it over here a few inches on the angle like we have, then we're only going through a couple of mils of sheet metal. And that's the main reason why we have this little turn in it, which throws in a little. But yeah, there was no real way to fit that 24-inch wide from the wall. It would have been right over that on either side. Yeah, you want to drill?
Sure.
Make sure you're in the thing first. Feel like it in there?
I think it
Okay,
is.
cool. Alright, that looks good, we're clear.
As we finished the floor, the build began to feel like something more than just an empty van. But there was still lots more to get to work on and install, but more on that next time. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up means a lot to us, and we love to read your comments. Please remember to subscribe as well to continue following our adventures. Until next time.
It's magnetic.
Magnetic.
Show me.
I could do that much cooler if I tried, but yeah.
Are you cool?